Here I am back with the deadly 6 questions which I bring every day to seek answers from you. I mean, you always help me, right? So today also you have to help me to find the answers, right? So, when I was coming from home, I saw my mummy making some lemonade, and now I have to finish these questions fast, rush home. I don't know whether Dobson will come and have all the lemonade before I'm back. So I have to rush and I have to drink the lemonade, right? Okay, so without wasting more time, let's quickly move on to our first question. Okay, so, question number 1. Ecology deals with, what does ecology deal with? Birds, cell formation. Option number 3 is relation between organisms and their environment. Option number 4 is tissues. What does ecology deal with? Birds, cell formation, relation between organisms and their environment, tissues. Ecology. I remember learning this in science. For now, we haven't done the chapters about birds, cell formations or tissues. But we did about organisms and their environment. So this word seems familiar to me. It means it has to be related. It has to be related somehow with this answer number 3, which is relation between organisms and their environment. Okay, so I think it's option number 3. That means ecology deals with relationships between organisms and their environment. Let's see whether my answer is correct.
The answer is
relation between organisms and their environment. Okay, so ecology. What is ecology? Ecology deals with relation between organisms and their environment. Yes, so this ecology is the study of how living and non-living parts of the environment interact and depend on each other, right? So, which is this have you heard biotic? Have you heard abiotic? Biotic means living and abiotic means non-living parts. So, ecology means how they deal with each other, how they depend on each other to live. So, guess you could say it's the study of life on earth, right? So, if you break the word ecology, you have to break the word ecology to eco and logos, right? So, which means eco means the house, logos is the study, which essentially means studying the house, which is the biggest house, planet Earth. Yeah, so it's about planet Earth. Yeah, so ecology is something where you study mostly about planet Earth, right? So we'll move on to question number 2. It's 1, 2, right? For purifying drinking water, alum is used for coagulation of mud particles, that is option number 1. To kill bacteria, that is option number 2. Option number 3 is to remove salts. Option number 4 is to remove gases. Why is this alum used to purify drinking water? To kill bacteria, those things they use chlorine, right? So, this has to be for coagulation of mud particles. Okay, so I'll move on. I'll stick to the option number 1, which is coagulation of mud particles, and we'll be right back checking whether the answer is correct.
The answer is
for coagulation of mud particles. Okay, so for purifying drinking water, alum is used for the coagulation of mud particles, right? So, you know, always when you handle, when you deal with water, you have to like think about the others also. Once you go for a lake or for a river, don't throw the garbage and all the toffee wrappers, what you eat, chocolate wrappers, the packets of things you eat, you take, don't ever leave them in the rivers and all, right? Because what you throw like that, somebody might drink it, right? So, don't ever do that. Don't ever leave those type of things in rivers. Don't put them to the rivers or the waterways, right? Because we have to do a lot of expenditure to just clean them, to purify them up. So, if you all don't do those types of things and don't destroy and pollute water and all, then we don't need to, waste a lot of money on purifying them, right? Even after bringing purified wells through the water lines, you have another purifier at home to purify water more. So, you don't have to be this scared if you don't pollute water. So, always keep in mind not to pollute water, right? Yeah. So, moving on to question number 3. Okay. How many players are there on each side in the game of basketball? How many players are there on each side in the game of basketball? Right? Basketball is like mostly my favorite game because you have to just bounce the ball like this, and then you have to throw the ball to a basket sort of thing is there, ring sort of thing is there, you have to throw it to it, right? That is how you score points in basketball. I mostly love basketball because it's a huge exercise, you have to take care of your body, your health, then it's really important. So, option number 1 is 4, option number 2 is 5, option number 3 is 6, option number 4 is 7. How many players are there on each side in the game of basketball? And the special thing is basketball is played in 2 teams. So, this is asked how many are there in one team, in one side, and it has to be option number 2, which is 5 players. Yes, because in our team there were 5 members and I was one amongst them. So, it's 5. Yeah. So, just for the assurance, let's have a small check.
The answer is
5. Okay. So, basketball is a handball team usually played by 2 teams of 5 players. I told you earlier also, right? So, the objective is to get to the ball through a hoop mounted high up on a backboard at each end. It is a very popular sport worldwide, played with a round orange ball that bounces. It bounces, right? You just have to give one push like this, it comes up, you have to hit little more harder, then it goes little more up, likewise, right? So, the game is played between men's teams or the women's teams. Basketball has been played in the Summer Olympic Games since 1936. The shot clock rule started in 1954. That comes to the end of basketball. And yeah, okay. Feeling so thirsty enough, going to see whether the lemonade is made. Okay, so I'll be back checking the lemonade is made. Okay, I'll be right back. Keep waiting. Okay. Okay, so I'm back with question number 4. Right? What time of the year do squirrels build nests? What time of the year do squirrels build their nests? Okay. Option number 1. 3 options are given. Here goes option number 1, winter. Option number 2, summer. Option number 3, autumn. Winter, summer, autumn. You know, I'll tell you a small story, right? There was a squirrel, right? That squirrel was always there on top of a mango tree which is there near our house. So, you know, we were always like, when we have mangoes and all from the tree, when there are ripened mangoes, we leave some for them also, and then only we pluck the others. As good fellows, what you have to do is you have to always, right, you have to see whether, like, if we are hungry, we can shout out, say, "Mama, we are hungry," then she will cook you some food, right? But can the squirrels, the animals do that? No, right? So you always have to think about them. You always have to love animals, because like we feel nice to be loved, right? They also love to be loved. So if you want yourself to be loved, always in every birth you have to treat others also, especially the animals also, with love, because they come handy in many of the times, right? So the squirrel, what time of the year do squirrels build their nests? Typically I don't have an idea on this, so let's just go have a check on the answer. Yeah, okay, let's check the answer.
The answer is
summer. Okay, so it was summer, right? Option number 2, which was summer. That means squirrels build up their nests in the summer time of the year, right? So, squirrels build leaf nests in the summer by weaving together small branches they've grown off trees. These nests are lined with grass, moss, leaves and pine needles. Both male and female grey squirrels of all ages participate in building dens. Right, you know, the squirrels typically build leaf nests. That means they collect all these, might be the grass, the moss, the leaves, pine needles. They like get together all these things, and that is how they make this nests, right? All the male and female, they actively participate, both of them contribute and then they make the nest, right? So that's really nice. So in animals also you see contribution, right? Like this, because we always have to contribute, you always have to help each other, right? In animals also most of the times you see contribution, they are united when doing something. We also have to be the same, right? So moving on to question number 5, right? What type of animal is a herdwick? What type of animal is a herdwick? Herdwick, I've heard that it's a type of a sheep, right? But it does not mean that I leave the answers unread, right? Option number 1 is sheep, the answer I've told. Option number 2 is horse. Option number 3 is cow. Option number 1 sheep, option number 2 horse, option number 3 cow. As I told you earlier also, I guess it's sheep. So let's just have a check on the answer.
The answer is
sheep. Okay, so what type of animal is a herdwick? It's a type of a sheep. Yeah, there are over 1 billion sheep in the world. China has the largest number of sheep in the world. Adult female sheep are known as ewes and adult male sheep are known as rams. Ewes and rams, such cute names, no? Okay, so castrated adult male sheep are known as wethers. A group of sheep is known as a herd, flock or a mob. This is really important, right? When you see a group of sheep, what do you call them? You say there's a herd of sheep, or there's a flock of sheep, or there's a mob of sheep. That is how you call it. That's general knowledge, general sense, right? So, young sheep are called lambs. Lambs are really cute because they have some like fluffy things on their skin and they are so cute, right? So, sheep have a field of vision around 300 degrees, allowing them to see behind themselves without having to turn their head. My God, this is amazing. They have a vision of 300 degrees. That means the whole thing like this is 360. That means except for a little, they can see everything. They can even like see the back. See back what's happening there even without turning their head, turning behind. That's amazing. I wish I was also a sheep. Okay. So, sheep are herbivores that eat vegetation such as grass, right? So, the digestive system of sheep features 4 chambers which help break down what they eat. Sheep like to stay close to each other in a herd, which makes them easier to move together to new pastures. In 1996, a sheep named Dolly was the first mammal to be cloned from a somatic cell. Domesticated sheep are raised for a number of agricultural products, including fleece and meat. So, the sheep, they help us in by giving meat, fleece, those stuff also. They are cute. So, sheep, they can see 300 degrees, right? Even without turning back. That's amazing, right? Okay. So, moving on to the deadly last question, which is question number 6. Yeah, you have to match the name with the picture given here. See the picture, right? You have to match the name with the picture. Okay, option number 1 is Cappadocia, Turkey. Option number 3 is Disco Bay, Greenland. Option number 3 is Galapagos Islands, Ecuador, right? So, out of this, what is seen in the picture? I don't know actually, but we'll just have a check on the answer, right? That's better. Okay.
The answer is
Disco Bay, Greenland? Okay, so that was Disco Bay in Greenland, right? In the world map, you see a country like this on top, like a small triangle which is upside down. That is Greenland. It's green. We'll see why, right? Disco Bay has been an important location for centuries. Okay, so its coastline was first encountered by Europeans when Eric the Red started a settlement in 985 AD on the more habitable west coast of Greenland. Yeah, the two settlements called the Eastern and the Western settlements were sustenance economies that survived on the animal husbandry and farming. Yeah, soon after the Western settlement was established, Norsemen travelled up the coast during the summer and discovered Disco Bay. So, that's the story behind discovering Disco Bay. Okay, their interest in the bay was due to its rich sources. I mean, it was rich in sources like for ivory, seals for their pelts and whales for a variety of materials, right? So, these products became the main source of income for the Greenlandic settlers who traded with Iceland, British Isles and mainland Europe. So, without these resources, the settlements would probably not have lasted as long as they did. Right. Okay. So, it is uncertain when the Inuit first started venturing into the Disco Bay. Right, but the Sakak have been there since between 2400 to 2900 BC. Right, so that is all about the Disco Bay in Greenland, which is worth seeing. I mean, you have to see it because there's such a lot of things I've told you about it. You might have imagined the picture the way I told you, right? So it's worth seeing. Yeah, questions and answers came to an end, right? Okay, so now I've got to go home soon to have the yummy lemonade made. Okay, so if you have any questions, what should you do? You have to send them to the address which is right over there, or you can call me up through WhatsApp or Viber, through the number note 7682122266, right? The number is also right over there. And then if you want to see me on the other days also, what should you do? Forgot, I'll tell you, okay? One thing you have to do is you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Aplus TV, or else you can follow me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as Aplus TV. You can see me. Okay, so lemonade. Like, I can't concentrate now. I'm always thinking about lemonade now. Okay, so I'll be back the next day also with the deadly 6 questions. Until then, bye bye.